The Toastmasters. Again, you're still a guest, I believe, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tonight, Troy is going to be speaking, and he's going to be speaking from the Advanced Communication Series, Interpersonal Communications. His time will be from 10 to 14 minutes. Troy is beginning his second half of his journey toward Advanced Communicator Bronze. Today he'll be giving a speech out of the Interpersonal Communication Manuals. The speech is about learning how to converse with ease. Communication is critical to understand as it has huge impacts on your personal and professional lives. Troy will role play and will have a volunteer on how to strike up a conversation with a stranger at a writer's guild, explain the levels of communications and bring them back, the volunteer and the audience, and ask for you, audience, for feedback on what you thought. Again, it's 10 to 14 minutes. Converse with ease. Competent communicator, Troy Duhart.
Wow, this is a pretty cool writer's guild, isn't it?
Boy, I'm really enjoying it. How about yourself?
Hey, it's fun. There's a bunch of cool things to see and do around here.
Are you here for a special reason? Are you a writer? Or why are you interested in this kind of...
Well, yeah, I'm a beginning writer, and I'm just kind of looking to network. And I'm Troy, by the way.
Troy, I'm glad to meet you. I'm Patsy Bell.
Patsy, I know somebody just like you back in Toastmasters. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Oh, yes, I know Toastmasters very well. As a matter of fact, I am a Toastmaster.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
That's real.
You know, it's not too unusual to meet a fellow Toastmaster at a meeting, especially one like this.
Well, hey, Patsy, since you're a Toastmaster, since you're a writer, have you written any books? Have you gotten anything published? Because I'm a beginning writer, and I'm just looking for some tips.
Well, I have gone into self-publishing. And many years ago, I kind of thought I'd like to write a book, but I just never got into it. And then I heard about self-publishing. And yes, I have 3 books published now, or that I've self-published. And they are up for sale on Amazon.
So what have been some hurdles for you as far as getting those sales out, getting your book attention? Because that's something that I'm kind of struggling with right now.
Okay, let me just tell you, Troy, the bad news is that as a self-publisher, you do everything yourself. And you will be responsible for the marketing. That means whatever you can think of to market is open territory. So that's flyers, speaking, getting interviews on the radio and the newspapers, having your own website, putting up your own website, and advertising and selling your book on that. And as a matter of fact, I talked this week, just yesterday, with a person who was at another conference over the weekend and spoke to several agents. He has 5 books self-published, and he was writing another one. He thought he'd like to get an agent, and he said he got very discouraged about doing that at this conference. It's better to self-publish.
No, I think it was destiny that I mentioned Patsy. I think we should really get together, and over lunch I'll buy you a cup of coffee. Does that sound all right?
I'll trade it for a Coke instead of coffee.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll get you a Coke. But here, let me get your information really quick, and then we'll get up there.
All right. I'm glad I met you, Troy.
Yes, Pat. I'm really looking forward to meeting with you again.
I'll be glad to talk with you.
Thank you. Can you give Patsy a round of applause? Anybody have an idea what just happened?
Met a stranger.
Yes.
Toastmaster.
Met a Toastmaster. We struck up a conversation. I mean, how many of you have been at an event where you see somebody and you just strike up a conversation and things lead to amazing things? A couple people. But like Patrick said in the evaluation, conversation is such an important role for you in order to succeed in your life, in your personal life and your professional life. Because every great relationship that you had started with a conversation. What I want to talk about now is the 4 steps of conversation, so then we all can relate and understand what goes into building a relationship. There's actually 4 parts to it, and I'm going to go step by step, and then we're going to go back into the role play so you guys can kind of see what it's like again, now that you've just seen the role play. So the first step, does anybody know what the first step of striking up a conversation is?
Smile.
That's a good one, yeah. Yes, yeah, you can't be down like that. Hey, how's it going?
Approach them.
That's definitely part of it.
And be open.
Yes. So this is all part of small talk. You guys, I'm sure some people in the audience may or may not like small talk. Oh, it's superficial. Oh, I don't think it's real. There is an important point to small talk. This is the first step of the conversation. And when you do small talk, hey, how's it going? Oh, hey, Doug, I really like that watch. You're opening up the conversation, but you're also engaging that person. Because sometimes I'm sure a few of you have said hi to your boss and they're like, meh, and they just walk away. That's a gauge. You can say, hey, how's it going? Bleh. Well, guess what? They don't want to talk right now. So you just keep moving. You save yourself time and energy. But if they're open like Patsy was, then you can move on to the next step. That's why small talk is so huge. And every CEO and every politician, guess what they're a master of? Small talk, yes. So don't take it for granted because it's actually one of the most important parts of the speech. And then the second part is the facts. Patsy and I exchanged facts. What we did is she asked me why I was here, and I said I'm a writer, fact. And then I asked her, why are you here? And she's like, I'm also a writer, fact. When you get the facts together, that builds the bridge. That builds the connection so the conversation can get forward. So once we had that writer connection, I mean, when you're talking to somebody, you can build more than just one fact, but one fact is really all you need. So once you have that commonality, you can build that bridge, and then you can go into the third step, which is viewpoints and opinions. This is the engaging, critical thinking part of the conversation because you have to ask open-ended questions because now you have the small talk, you've opened the conversation. Second part, you've got some facts, you know a little bit about each other. But now you want to get the brain flowing because if I were to just ask Patsy yes or no questions, she's going to get very disengaged and she's going to be like, I got to go. But I asked her, what do you think of self-publishing? How did you get so successful? And she takes ownership of that because she's excited. She's like, this guy wants to know what I have to say. So whenever you get to step 3, make sure you're asking open-ended questions because that's what keeps the conversation going and it engages yourself too. And Toastmasters said it's an important part of your health, human contact. And then the last step, level 4, is the deepest, most intimate level. It's the personal feelings. And Toastmasters said this may not be something you want to do on your first conversation. If I say, Patsy, oh, I'm in debt and my girlfriend's leaving me and my car just broke down, I don't know what to do, she's going to be like, I'm not a psychiatrist, you know, I'm just here for the Writers Guild. I'll see you later. So, but it doesn't have to be done the first time. I mean, Ron and I have had some very intimate conversations because we've had that. We've had the small talk, we've had the facts, we've had the opinions, and we've gone through a lot of the same things so we can talk on an intimate level. And that's where you gain the most connection, is at the level 4. So it's basically saying to somebody, Scott, I trust you with my deepest feelings, and I know that you're somebody that is going to put trust in me, so that's why I'm telling you all these secrets. Basically, what that level 4 is saying. So you have to be kind of careful with who you say level 4 stuff to. But if you want to get a connection with somebody, it has to get to that level, as the Toastmaster said. So now I'm going to invite Patsy back up, and we're going to continue the second part of the role play where we meet at the coffee shop for round 2. Hey, Patsy.
Hey, Troy, good to see you
Yeah,
again.
yeah, it was like a couple weeks ago, but I still remember it.
Things going well for you?
Yeah, I took a little bit of your advice, and I'm starting to get social media. I've gotten some contacts in my community now, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say as far as really getting it to the bigger publishers and how's you've been successful.
Well, I wouldn't say that your goal is to get it to the bigger publishers. That may or may not happen. You can, of course, get it on Amazon, and you can get it into bookstores. Go to all your local bookstores around your neighborhood, and you can do that. As they say, put out flyers to speak about it every time you can. Find out where you might get some interviews. And it's pretty easy to get some interviews, internet interviews, and you'll hear a lot of people. And they're interested in computers and in the website, so they're interested in what you have to say. So, yeah, what have you done so far?
Well, I've been looking into getting some radio time, but I feel like I almost kind of want to get some outside help to get the book out because it's a really daunting process, and I got to admit that I almost at times feel like I want to give up on it, but I know that I believe in it and it can really become something. I just don't know if you really think that the self-publishing route is the best way, or if I should try to get some help if I'm trying to.
Well, you know, even as a self-publisher, you can get some help in doing that. You can just look on the internet, or I can give you some websites that you can check out that do help for self-publishers and help to get you interviews and so forth. And you're going the right route. You don't worry about the no's that you get. Worry about the next yes you're going to get, and keep at it and get those interviews and keep them going. And you just have it's just the momentum. You have to keep going day after day. And I know it can be discouraging, but don't get discouraged.
Well, because I know that J.K. Rowling, she went through a lot of harsh stuff. Like she contemplated suicide, she got a divorce, like she was about to give up on Harry Potter, and then at the last second, it went off. So maybe it'll happen like that. I don't know.
Well, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a bestseller to make it a hit either.
Do you feel like as long as you like it, that's the most important?
I definitely feel that way, and I feel that you should feel really good about yourself, that you sat down and wrote it. You have accomplished something. Feel really good about that. And just keep at it, and like I say, you don't have to be a bestseller. You don't have to be on the bestseller list. In fact, if you have another book you want to write, sit down there and get started on it.
Well, yeah, I think I owe you a Coke, but let me give you a hug too. I appreciate that, Patsy. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, good luck to you.
So let's give Patsy another round of applause. We'll do the Q&A.
Oh,
So we'll start out with you first, and then we'll go to the audience as far as what you guys thought about the conversation. So, Patsy, I was wondering what you thought of the whole experience.
well, I thought it was good. You asked all the right questions. You were, obviously, I'm a little bit more experienced in going to the writers' networking. And because when I first started, I was the same way. I didn't know who to approach. I didn't know, you know, I may come up and ask somebody who's already got a bestseller, and they're not interested in talking to me, probably.
Yes,
On the other hand, they probably, as I found out since, they probably are interested in talking with you. So you got a good start.
What did you think of the conversation flow? Was it natural, or are there some things I could have improved on?
I would have taken a little bit more, not let me ramble on quite so much, and step in a little bit.
Well, I need to hear that stuff.
But step in a little bit with what you ask me questions.
Okay.
Do you think that it's good to do newspapers? Am I ever going to get anything in the newspapers? How do I find a good editor? That kind of thing. Just lead me on.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate your help here. Do you guys have anything you'd like to add, or is there anything you learned you want to share, take away? It was awesome. That's what I'll take.
It's awesome.
All right. Hey, thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you.
Been nice to meet you, Troy.
Yeah, nice to
Good
meet you.
talking to